Now with our load reports generated, let's step out of Revit for a minute and have a detailed look at what type of load reports we just created. We've done a simple report, a standard report, and a detailed report. Within the simple report, you have 4 summaries. You have a project summary, a building summary, a zone summary, and a space zone summary. The project summary covers the location, longitudinally and latitudinally, the date, time, and type of report that was ran, and the summer and winter dry and wet bulbs for your project. While the building summary covers the building type or its occupancy, the area and volume of the building, your peak heating and cooling loads, and your heating and cooling checksums. The zone summary, otherwise your HVAC zone summary, will cover your area and volume of the zone, the heating and cooling temperature set points, your peak heating and cooling loads, and the heating and cooling checksums. And in your space zone summary, or your MEP space zones, it'll give you the area and volume, the peak heating and cooling loads, and the heating and cooling airflows. Going into the standard load report, you still have the same 4 summaries, which is your project summary, your building summary, your zone summary, and your space zone summary. And the project summary for a standard load report is the same as the simple load report. It'll give you the location, longitudinally and latitudinally. It'll give you the date, time, and type of report that was ran, and it will report the summer and winter dry and wet bulbs. Your building summary is the same in your standard report as your simple report as well. It'll tell you the building type or the occupancy, its area and volume, the peak heating and cooling loads, and the heating and cooling checksums. The zone summary will give you the area and volume as well, the heating and cooling temperature set points, the peak heating and cooling loads, still the heating and cooling checksums. But the standard report goes a little bit further and it gives you a component breakdown of the heating and cooling loads. Tells you what's generating those loads, whether it's wall, lighting, people, doors, windows. And as you move down into your space zone summary, it still gives you the area and volume of each of your spaces, the peak heating and cooling load, the heating and cooling airflows, and again it gives you that component breakdown of the heating and cooling loads within the MEP space, whether that be your doors or your windows or a skylight or people or lighting. And then the final report we ran, which was your detailed load report. This adds a 5th summary to your report. You still have the same 4 as before, your project summary, your building summary, your zone summary, and your space zone summary. But in the detailed load report, it adds a level summary to it. The project summary is the same in the detailed report as in the standard and the simple report. It'll give you the location, the date, time, and type of report that was ran, and your summer and winter dry and wet bulbs. The building summary, again, identical to the other 2 reports. Building type, area and volume, peak heating and cooling loads, and heating and cooling checksums. That new summary that you get, which is the level summary, will give you the area and volume of each level, the peak and heating cooling loads of each level, and the heating and cooling checksums for each of those levels in your model. The zone summary will cover the area and volume, your heating and cooling temperature set points, your peak heating and cooling loads, your heating and cooling checksums, and the component breakdown goes a little bit further. The component breakdown of your heating and cooling loads will give you the heating and cooling loads for the 8 common directions: north, south, east, west, northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest. And in your space zone summary, it still gives you the area and volume, gives you that peak heating and cooling load again, and it also gives you the heating and cooling airflows. And the component breakdown, just like in the zone summary, will give you the heating and cooling loads for the 8 common directions: north, south, east, west, northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest. So in summary, we've placed the necessary HVAC zones inside our Revit model. We've edited the thermal properties on the HVAC zones within our model. And we've covered the multiple types of load reports that can be generated within our Revit model.